What's up, everybody? Hello. Put my whiskey down, Notorious Irish whiskey. Coming soon. Do I answer questions or do I just rattle on? Rattle on? No problem. It was a good fight. Thought I smoked them the early rounds. I thought I bushed you up the early rounds, but I tell you what, you're one composed individual. You didn't get rattled. You tucked in when you needed to tuck in. I thought you switched up your game plan 3 times. You came out looking to box. I thought you were being outboxed early on. You looked to play against the ropes like you looked to play. You were getting picked off there. And then you came in hands up towards your forehead, dipped in forehead on the chest, and started to fight that kind of fight. I didn't anticipate that. Three game changes in the fight. That's what a true champion does. It was a hell of a fight. I would have liked to see the end of the 10th. I think fatigue, there's like a patch. There's a patch somewhere in the middle of fights, even with the Diaz 2 fight. I have this patch where I must overcome. I get a little wobbly, and I start but it's more fatigue, and I can't, if you look at the Diaz 2 fight, I came through that, came back round 4, round 5. I would have liked to see the end of round 10 and see where it brought us, but hell of a competitor. Switched it up, kept the pressure. You've got to give your hat off to Floyd. A hell of a career, congratulations. It was a good fight. It was a bit of fun, right? It was a bit of fun. I have to say I enjoyed it. The boxing game is a lot different than the mixed martial arts game, from everything, the approach to it. I thought the referee done a great job as well. I do feel it was a little bit early, but I respect his decision, and I thought he done an amazing job. I thought he let the fight flow where it should have flown. Somewhere in the middle of all that, I was like, I'm using valuable energy here to get to this man's back, and then we're just being reset to go again. So it kind of flustered me a little bit, and he was able to capitalize on it. He's very very composed, picks his shots very well, bounces shots off himself very well, and hides himself well. You know what I mean? I believe he was hurt a few times, but he keeps his composure. He doesn't show it. So look, I enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a fun fight.
Hey, Connor, straight.
You know, what? The check is all right. The check's not bad. Very good. But look, I'm gonna try and I've already been raising the MMA check, so don't get it twisted. I'm still gonna raise the MMA checks when I go back there. Now, just the whole. It's just a lot more. I don't know what the fuck the difference is, but it's different. It's very different. By the disrespect and the disregard that I was shown. In fairness, Floyd and his team never actually showed that disrespect. It was just the overall, everyone else, and it was almost like a little bit of a jealousy thing, so I kind of just got over it, but the disrespect for my skill set was a little bit, you know, it took me back a little bit, but I always knew that when the fight comes around, August 26th, I'm going to show up and I'm going to give a good account of myself, and I thought I'd put him out there, and I went to put him out. And I believe the first couple of shots flustered him, and I hit him a few times, but then he started reading it, and then he started parrying the shots well. He had a good strong parry on his lead hand. He dipped low, caught the body shots well. When he started engaging in his right hand to the body, I thought it was very well. I enjoyed the fight. It was a great contest, and a lot of stuff I'll take with me. I could also continue in the boxing game. So what's next for me is continue to study and continue to learn. I'm a student of martial arts and fighting as a whole. I've studied everyone in the game, in all games, including Floyd. And it was an honor to share the ring with him and get up close and personal. I feel I held my own earlier. I feel it was close. I feel 5-4. I feel it was 5-4 into round 10. I would have liked to get to the bell to see what was what. Of course, one of the main things in camp was go from 5 rounds to 12 rounds. That was obviously the main fucking thing. I had to experience that 12-round fatigue. And in the spars, with all my sparring partners, when I do the 12 rounds, there was always those middle rounds where I was like, I'd get to say 6, and then I'd be like, I couldn't see the finish line. I'd be like, fuck, I've got so many more rounds left. And I couldn't see the finish line. But then when I got through them, I got to like round 10, 11, certainly 11 and 12, I could see, okay, there's only 6 minutes left, and I could dig deep, and then I get that second wind. That's why I would have loved it if I could have just got to the end of that 10th round. But The referee, I thought, done a great job. I thought he let the fight play, and I thought Floyd was phenomenal in there. Very composed, very select with his shots. And that's it. We live and we learn. I think the more you engage in wrestling and grappling, the upper body gets a little bit more blocky, a little bit more full. Whereas when I was engaging in boxing training solely, it was more cardiovascular based. So the body was trimming out. And then obviously I put in the stomach work. I knew they were coming for he was coming for the body. And his straight right hands to the body were nice. They were timed well. They were set up well, and fair play to him. Fair play to him. I will start engaging in my kicking again, and we'll see what's next. I'll also look to adjust and prepare for a fighter that comes in with his forehead first and his hands up. Oh, you know, in camp, I had one sparring partner that fought like that, but everyone else kind of fought in that kind of traditional Philly shell style, or even a little bit more light in the feet, or a little bit more back against the ropes. But I only had one sparring partner that actually came and pressed forward. He had a bit of weight on me. And I only sparred him for the first 6 rounds, and then I'd move on to someone else. And I can't help but feel the way the fight panned out and the way Floyd adjusted and I adopted that style. If I'd have had more of him in the later rounds in sparring, I would have been more prepared for that feeling, and I wouldn't have wasted some shots on the guard and on the gloves, and I would have been a little bit better prepared for that. We'll see what happens. I'm going to hit. I beat a childhood friend of mine is getting married. I'm going to charter out a 100-foot yacht, maybe for a day. Fuck that, paying for the whole thing, the whole whack, and just rally it for the day, have a big party on it, take a load of pictures, and then just get the fuck off it. That's probably my plans, and then I'll see what's next.
You built to this over a long time. You saw this. Certainly you wanted to get the win, but what's next? How can you take this to the next level? What's the next vision?
This was some buzz to come in and face this man, and you know, so many doubters, so many, it's never gonna happen. Like, even thinking it's never gonna happen. Remember that time? This fight is never gonna happen, and I always stood like, we can get this fight happen. Then it was like, I'm not gonna lay a glove, and there were so many things to overcome, and I just enjoyed the whole experience. So I'm just relishing in it for now. I have many options in mixed martial arts. I'm sure there's options now that will present themselves in the boxing game. Right now I'm a free agent. My name is on the ring. There you go, McGregor Sports and Entertainment on the ring, in a boxing ring. That's something to be proud of, and I'm very proud of that. So I'll see what's next, but I'm open. I'm very biased. I'm actually shocked at that. I thought I won the first 3 rounds clearly. 4th round could be argued either way. We'll say 3-1, and then he started to take over then, and I thought I snuck in round 8. Then he won 9, and then got the stoppage in 10. So what was that? 5-4 into the final round, and he got the win. But in reality, all that means nothing. He got the win. Respect to him. I enjoyed it. I thought I done okay. You know, I thought I switch hit it a few times. He was wide to that. I know Paulie was on the phone to him, telling him certain movements, but I switched through the lead hook, and he pulled from it a few times beautifully. Then I switched it up and hit the lead to the body. I caught him once or twice with that. But he's a smooth operator in there. He's not 50-0 for no reason. So I just enjoyed the whole process of it. I would have likened to seeing the final bell. I think we represent ourselves with pride wherever we go. We raise that flag so high and so much. Like, I had a big fur coat. They made me a big fur coat, and it looked like something Ric Flair would have worn. Like a really flashy yoga, came down and dragged on the back that I was going to wear to the ring. And I was like, you know what? It looks great, but I just want to wear the Irish flag. And I just parked it off and rocked the Irish flag. We're just proud people. We love a fight. We love anyone that can stand toe-to-toe and fight. And that's what we show respect to anyone that comes in and does it. So I'm just very proud of my people and my country, like I always am.
Big round of applause for 2 classy gentlemen.